I'll just talk about Yumi Arai. Was born in Hachioji, Tokyo. I think.
Ame No Station.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Cool. Another episode of My Favorite Alpha.
Love it. Any engineers in this room?
Yeah! Alright, okay, cool. Hi, Skyler.
Hi.
Thank you so much for your performance.
Oh, thank you.
Ame No Station.
So this is Skyler. I'm scared to say your last name. Skjelset.
It's Skjelset.
Skjelset. You're from Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're probably most well known for being one of the founding members of Fleet Foxes. Mm-hmm. You're part of that famous Seattle scene, I guess, yeah? You also began releasing your own solo music in 2014 with the album No.
2014? Yeah, I guess that sounds right.
So around the time that you released your first solo album,
mm-hmm.
you also started, you joined as a touring member of Beach House for like a year, 2 years,
2014, yeah, right.
Great. Since then, you've released 3 more solo albums. You most recently released Back in Heaven in 2020.
2020, yeah. Wow.
So it's been a weird 2 years. Huh?
Yeah, shoot. It was August. No, September.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Shoot, I should know the answer to that.
I mean, I
missed the year anniversary of it, and I felt really bad about it because
no.
put all this work into it, and then I released it, and it felt like releasing a record during the pandemic was like the most sort of like, does anybody want to hear this?
Right.
Just like throwing it out into the void. But,
right.
So I forgot about its anniversary, but I think it was September.
Oh, I guess the 5 year is going to be a big one.
But yeah, I have to make like a double album or something.
You've also been recording, producing, and mixing, and performing with another new indie rock band in Yes Baby. I guess they're not so new anymore.
Yeah Baby? Yeah Baby. I started playing with them, it was after Fleet Foxes did Crack Up tours. It was like probably 2019.
You are an official member of,
yeah.
Just because of the way that
I write some of the songs, especially the new stuff. Like I didn't write any of the last stuff, but we all, it's a pretty democratic, like we all write stuff.
Cool.
And it's like the best ideas stick, and if otherwise we just keep working at it. But
awesome.
it's really fun. And
this year, you're going on tour again with Fleet Foxes,
mm-hmm.
Whose latest record has been nominated for a Grammy.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see Skyler, it's either for this year, I guess, it's going to be either with Fleet Foxes on tour, or if you're in New York, Yeah Baby performs every month and a half.
Yeah, I'm trying to play my own shows too. It's just tough because it's like, I'd like to get a band together and stuff, but it's just like, it's a big ask to get people out of their homes these days to like go interface with a group of people in a closed venue. It seems like but I would like to get the songs from Back in Heaven like a stage presence at some point. So hopefully this year, maybe I'll do this song.
That'd be awesome. That'd be great.
An audience of Lower East Side showgoers would be like, what? Fleet Foxes was in Japan, ending the kind of Crack Up cycle of touring, and one of our last shows was in Tokyo, and I remember we all kind of rallied around doing like a last minute cover of Behind the Mask by Yellow Magic Orchestra, and I had to sing it because I actually had a vocoder on stage for some reason in Fleet Foxes. Okay. Don't know why, but it was just crazy, like singing that song. I think it was the day after Sakamoto's birthday too, so it just felt like so like, this is amazing, and then like playing a song like that to an audience that actually knew it too, even though like Behind the Mask has a presence in America because of Clapton and whatever, but it was cool. Hopefully, if we ever go over there, I would love to play this song for an audience of Japanese showgoers to see. You all have been so kind to me about it, but let's see what the true test is like when I get on a stage. Ooh. We don't have a copy of that record because I was supposed to bring it and I forgot it, but that record, Cobalt Hour, doesn't look terribly dissimilar, but I don't know, like if it wasn't for like that record, I probably wouldn't have made Back in Heaven, probably, because the time that like I was listening to this music the most was like really, it was it was just like it colored my life so much, and I was like, I had started kind of writing songs for a record, like over the years. I'd been collecting stuff from just like things that I had put together, and I was listening to Cobalt Hour like so much that there was a song. I have a song called Cobalt on Back in Heaven that is like, it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that record. And like there's some lyrics in it that they very directly like, you know, the song is about that song essentially. At the very least, like evoke the same kind of feeling because it's like the same. It's in the same key and it's the same chords and stuff. But if it wasn't for that song, I probably wouldn't have felt the impetus to like want to put everything together to it. That song kind of spearheaded the whole record for me. So her music is just like, it's just influenced mine in such a huge way. And like that record, like I've always loved that song. If I go to like listen to like, or if I go to like watch like live performances, they usually come from that record. Every record of hers is amazing, but it's that record specifically in that song, I think like when I was listening to that record the most was a very good time in my life, and it was like, it just really resonated with me. So I wanted to be able to have the opportunity to play that song for me was a gift. This is like she's from an era decades before me. So for me to speak about her life feels a little, not out of line, but just confusing. She's from Tokyo, and I did my own research this morning on Wikipedia, but I guess she started playing like at 14 or something like that in studios, which is crazy to me. But she was just trying to be a songwriter. Yeah. And then she was convinced to be a singer-songwriter. Yes. Which is, I don't know how you could write songs and sing like that and not think that that's like what you should be doing anyways. But I'm glad that somebody convinced her because, yeah, I mean, subsequently went on. I think the impressive statistic, I think, is at some point, all 4 of these records under her maiden name were in the charts
at the same time.
At the same time. That's kind of what it was. It was like weirdly like her success like didn't necessarily like, she didn't like blow up when she was young. Like it took some time, it seems like, but earned. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, she was famous. 22, 3 when this came out. Yeah, she's so synonymous now with like kind of the sort of beginning of like J-pop and all this stuff that like her success of like that magnitude of having like, you know, millions and millions of singles being sold or whatever, or records being sold. I think like it was like when all 4 of them were in the charts together, it was like that was the moment where it was like, oh shit, this is it. Like, totally. She's gonna be so unbelievably famous. Because if she hadn't done anything after, you know, this record, she could have dipped into obscurity or something like that. But I mean, that 4 records back then, I maybe this is inaccurate to say, but I feel like you could be an artist with 4 records back then and then kind of disappear into nothingness.
Oh, but yeah, easy.
I mean, she just wrote so many, like she wrote like hundreds of songs for them. Right. I mean, she like, so her thing was in like, in everything. She's so impressive. I don't know. And her piano playing is so incredible. In terms of biography about her, I don't know much else about her aside from that she's married to Matsutoya. Right. But I mean, I know that she's like vocal about like how she wanted her music to be controlled, which I thought was cool. Like she had this whole thing about like not releasing compilations or singles for like decades, which I thought was really cool. Focusing on the album. Right. She's just like such like a musician. That's such a dorky thing to say, but it's like she clearly is such a good songwriter. She's so good at everything that she's doing, and everything has like some sort of narrative or some sort of like clear thing that she's trying to evoke in the song, which I feel like is difficult after that many years. I mean, even if you go all the way up to something like Haru Yokoi or something like that, it's like that song is so like, it's so touching. You know, but you're talking like decades after this sort of like innocence of these records. Right. Even if it's still like a, you know, humongous production and all this stuff, it's still like at its core, it seems very personal. Which is not really a biography question, but it is, I think that it is a testament to sort of like her, like what her music means. Right. Like why, like it's important to like where she is successfully, because I think that she was very earnest through her entire thing, which is not, that's not universal.
Ame No Station.
Thanks for watching Skyler's chat from My Favorite Alpha. I hope you enjoyed what you saw, and if you did, please do like the video and subscribe to our channel. Also check out our last guest Ginger Root's chat right here, and some more videos from My Favorite Alpha right down there. See you next week.